All right. So we've had two long podcasts and one somewhat short podcast, but this is probably going to be the shortest.
It's going to take a long time with all these games that were announced.
Oh yeah, the two. um,
Yeah.
so it's time to talk about Nintendo. Well, at least with what Nintendo showed. I'm Lehew.
I'm Eryn.
I'm Paige.
And Nintendo, I was talking about this earlier with Aaron. They did tell us ahead of time that they weren't going to have a lot here. Huh?
They were really straightforward about it from the start.
Yeah, and I at least I can appreciate that at least. Like I can appreciate that they at least didn't tell us that, and then they just came today with two games. They were like, "All right, see ya." I think that would have caused chaos.
Yeah, I would have.
If you had your hopes up during today, it's because you put your hopes too high.
Mm-hmm. And I had mine low. I really did.
Mine were about, I want to say halfway. A little bit.
Mine were low because they not only warned us ahead of time, but they said they were not showing the NX at E3, and I said, okay, they're not going to show much.
I mean, I wasn't expecting the NX to be revealed today. I was expecting a little bit more with different titles.
Yeah.
I was expecting a lot from Zelda. I was not expecting Pokemon to be going that long.
Yeah, I wasn't either. So, just to break it down for everyone, they showed, the big thing that they said they were going to show off, they did. They showed off Legend of Zelda, and it got a title. Ladies, what's the title of the new Zelda?
Breath of the Wild.
Why are you saying it like that?
I was expecting something different.
Okay, Paige, say it excitedly, because I know you want to.
Breath of the Wild.
Yep.
Yay.
Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And the trailer was absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it was.
I can now see why they've been spending so much time on this.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get into that because they showed the trailer and they went into gameplay, a very heavy gameplay demo of Pokemon Sun and Moon. They pretty much started at the beginning of the game and just started playing. And while that may sound fun, it was not fun.
How did I put it? It was like when you finished your essay, but you still have 5 pages to reach the minimum requirement.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. And then I was telling Paige earlier, it's like everyone tried to make Reggie do all the work for the group project, and when Reggie passed it on to them, everyone was trying to put filler in, so it made it look like they did something.
Yeah, poor Reggie. I feel bad for the guy.
He did a great job. It's just whenever you have a low talker from Seinfeld running the whole Pokemon demonstration, I can't,
So, yeah, they showed a very heavy demo of Pokemon Sun vs. Moon. It looks good. My big worry about it, though, is that it doesn't look like anything new in terms of the Pokemon franchise. Although I had Pokemon hardcore fans messaging me that they were saying stuff that, no, it seems like they are really trying to revamp this. They're doing a lot with the stats of the game, apparently. The stats are going to be more in-depth for the RPG elements for each Pokemon, so I guess that's a thing. The only thing that I took out of the gameplay demo is that they showed off a new Pokemon that looks like Trump in animal form. And I know that joke was made wide across the internet, but you noticed it immediately. It's basically a muskrat that has a combed back pompadour and big snarling grimy teeth, and the developers are like, oh, this Pokemon, it is very mischievous and likes to steal from people. I'm like, you knew.
I'm a huge Pokemon fan, and that might have gotten me out of buying this game, so...
It didn't get me out of buying the game because I could see how it's going to be fun, and it's only the beginning of the game. Every Pokemon game is kind of slow at the beginning.
No, just the fact that you said that Trump is featured in the game.
Alex,
it pretty much turned me off from purchasing this.
Don't go into PR, Alex.
I mean, this could be the Poochyena or the Rattata of this game. The Pokemon that you're going to consistently beat the crap out of.
I already feel like...
You know what? You got me back on board.
There you go. What was that, Paige?
It's definitely going to be that Pokemon. I can tell you right now.
Oh, I'm sure it is. That's why it didn't upset me. But it was a very bland presentation of this game.
Okay, so has anybody actually had like the Game Boy Advance attachment to the GameCube?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know how on the TV it actually shows the Game Boy, and then inside the Game Boy screen is the game that you're playing.
Yeah.
After you put it in.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what they did today when they were demonstrating Pokemon. However, as opposed to the Game Boy Advance, there are 2 screens, so that's a lot smaller. Plus, it doesn't help that you're watching it on something that you put on your lap.
Yeah.
Or an iPad or something like that. Like, I got what they were doing with it. Like, I thought it was kind of interesting that they wanted to do that, but at the same time, it's like, I couldn't see it.
I just got it was so boring because it wasn't showing me anything really new to the Pokemon franchise. I just was looking at it and saying, "Oh, it's a Pokemon game. I'm going to be happy playing it," but as with all Pokemon games, watching it is just boring
I
because
was about
there's
to say,
Yeah.
because
Pokemon's
it
something you play, not watch.
right. Now there was one mechanic that actually caught my it woke me up for like 5 minutes because they showed it right at the end of the gameplay demo, and it is the fact that there is going to be 4v4 battles in which 4 people it looked like the beginning of a Mario Party mini game where 4 people come out in a boxing arena, they all throw out their Pokemon, and all 4 Pokemon face off against each other at the same time, and the last man standing wins.
That was interesting. I liked that.
That could be something that's something unique. That could be something really cool for this franchise.
I agree.
So, but the thing that I was very impressed with Nintendo today is that they said, okay, we only got 3 games releasing so far. We got 3 games releasing the rest of this year. We got Tokyo Mirage Session next week, which they didn't show any of. At least to my knowledge, they didn't show any of.
It's probably a good thing they didn't show anything of it.
Oh my god.
Oh boy. We gotta go over after we're done who's covering that.
No, I'm still standing by the bet that I made.
Which was?
That she's not touching it with a 10-foot pole.
If critics say it's good, then I will willingly buy it. But you guys have to sit there with me as I play it.
That's fair.
Oh, I've already been coming up with a drinking game. You're good.
So
That's what I do in my spare time.
So, they didn't show that, but then they showed it. They went back to Zelda, and they showed off a very extensive demo of it.
So much.
It's a demo with a lot to unpack.
Aliens.
So much.
Eryn's convinced it's aliens.
Let me say, I was telling Eryn this earlier, that I feel like the new Zelda is like a mix of Xenoblade Chronicles and Zelda, especially when it got into the snow-capped mountain area.
Well,
Which I'm upset that I missed.
yeah, it's one of those things where I noticed. I was talking to my brother about this, and what I appreciated so much about what we're seeing from this is that it looks like they took the core Zelda mechanics and just found ways to refine them to make it feel fresh again.
It definitely feels fresh.
Yes.
It feels like a whole new thing.
Yeah,
almost.
and that's exactly. It feels like the revamp that this series has needed, because the main criticism with Skyward Sword, including myself, was that it just felt like more of the same.
Yeah.
Right.
So to see just how layered everything is to this game, how big this game is, to see how much potential is there, like the breakable weapons and being able to steal weapons from your enemies, and having, based on how you dress, like your clothing and the weather conditions, that all affects the gameplay.
I'm so floored by how the environment affects the gameplay.
Yeah,
And
that's
how
I
huge.
think that's awesome.
Link reacts to it being cold and will huddle and shiver if you don't dress him properly.
And if you're in heat, he'll start losing health.
And how you even get your health
Yeah, you
by
get
hunting.
no hearts. It's hunting and finding plants and fruit in the world.
You can see why they're naming it Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I mean, they said Reggie said before they showed the game, like, this is a game where the environment will either work with you or against you, and he was not kidding.
I feel like, going back to the title of this game, I honestly do feel like they should have gone with Survivor Link season.
No.
Shut that down immediately.
Thanks, okay.
But
I at least wanted to be kind of creative with it.
the other thing that the internet...
Yeah, but I'm excited.
Yeah. The other thing the internet picked up on, and I kind of picked up on it too, was that the voice, I'm going to take a guess, is Navi. At the beginning said, Link, you need to wake and save and be the savior of Hyrule once again.
That made me happy.
I've seen so many theories on which Legend of Zelda game this is a direct sequel of.
The big one that I've seen is Wind Waker because of the, oh god, what are they called? The Cloaks?
The guys with the leaves for faces.
Yeah, the leaves for faces that are adorable. And I said that Nintendo would be stupid if they didn't make a plushie of.
I would get that, probably.
Yeah.
There you go, Eryn. Called it.
Hey!
They're cute!
They are. But it was a very impressive demo. And it's the type of demo. Although there was something I was noticing. I mean, you want to talk about dumb PC, Xbox, and PlayStation 4 players. They were watching the demo. They were like, I can't believe this. This game stole so much from Dark Souls. And everyone's just like, you mean Dark Souls stole from Zelda, right?
What?
Yeah, there were, of course, people who have never played the old Zelda games saying that this game took a lot of inspiration from Dark Souls, and older gamers were real quick.
That's so cute.
Yeah, older gamers were real quick to step in and go, yeah, as the developers of Dark Souls, where they got their inspiration for Zelda, I got $5 on what they're gonna say.
Wow, okay. So that's a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing. It was very frequent on Twitter. People were sending me many dumb tweets, so I got a good laugh.
My guess is, oh my god, they stole from Far Cry.
No, it was not Far Cry. No, it was everyone saying they stole from Dark Souls, and I'm just like, and see, this is why I hate this series.
Okay, thank God. Alright.
So, because I like Far Cry.
I like Far Cry too, but at the same time, like, like, some of those different fan bases with, like, Xbox, like, not saying that this is fans of Far Cry. Like,
yeah, we're not saying
the
all...
game that I thought of.
We're not saying all you guys are bad.
What?
We're not saying all you guys are bad.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, a lot of people, whenever it comes to open world games and just, like, fandoms and stuff like that, people tend to get very, very carried away.
Yep.
And for some reason, they just love to go after Nintendo, like
yeah.
so.
I was afraid that, like, the hardcore Nintendo haters were going to have a field day with today, but I think Zelda kind of shut them up.
Zelda surprisingly shut everyone up in a way, because...
Yeah, it really did.
Even as, like, being a Nintendo fan, I was like, oh, great, I'm just going to see Zelda, but then, like, I saw Zelda, and I'm like, oh my god, Zelda.
Yeah, it wasn't like okay, let's see Zelda. It was oh my god, Zelda.
It's kind of what happens whenever a Flyers fan tries to tell a Penguins fan that their team is better simply because that they like to beat the crap out of each other, but they can't back it up with facts. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah. So there's only really one other announcement that Nintendo had, and surprise, surprise, it has to deal with Amiibo. So they announced, of course, 3 Amiibo coming for Zelda. There was going to be one of Link shooting a bow and arrow. There was going to be one of a boss, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
And there's going to be one of Link riding an animal. And they also announced that the Wolf Link Amiibo and the regular, at least the Wolf Link Amiibo, is going to add Wolf Link to help you fight in battle. Now... they all look great. Paige, I know you have stuff to say on the Zelda Amiibo, at least, before we get to the other Amiibo announcement.
Besides that I want to buy them and that I'm excited, I'm just curious to see what they're going to do inside the game besides the Wolf Link one.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the older ones. Like, you know, Zelda, Sheik, all of them.
Like I thought it was brilliant in Twilight Princess using the Gandorf Amiibo opened up hard mode.
Yeah.
Which I thought that was a brilliant move on Nintendo's part. Because I think that's how you utilize the amiibo very well. Is that you essentially make it so you don't have to make DLC for the game.
Right.
I just want the amiibo to be used effectively and not like some of the other games have used amiibos where you didn't need them.
Xenoblade.
Exactly.
Thanks for
So
the warning, guys, because I haven't gotten that far yet.
well, you could start using the Shulk amiibo in Xenoblade literally at the first fight at the title screen.
It does
What's the point of that?
nothing.
It literally gives you like the equivalent of a penny in the game.
You can street pass people and still get it, and I'm still bitter over it, alright?
Oh god, that's upsetting.
Yeah, the amiibo functionality is the worst part of that game by far. So, Eryn, we know you are a big frequenter of the games at midnight, and we know that you like to tweet it at midnight a lot, and we know that at midnight has been very obsessed with getting one specific amiibo. What amiibo is that?
Wait, okay, first of all, why are you saying that? You're saying that I'm obsessed with that midnight?
No, I said you're the one that frequents with that midnight. I said at midnight is the one that's obsessed with getting one specific
No, okay,
amiibo.
it's just phrasing whenever you're like, Eryn obsessively tweets it at midnight.
No, I think I cut out probably in your stream because that's not what I said.
Okay, I was about to say, I mean, we all know my reasons.
No.
A little bit, well, I'm a little bit in debt to them, but thank you.
Well,
No, I will agree though, I've been waiting for this amiibo to come out too, because I just wanted to see what the internet would do whenever Nintendo finally announced that they were releasing a Waluigi amiibo, because I am so buying it.
I just thought it was funny. They literally announced it by tagging at midnight in a tweet saying, "Yep, we did it."
Is that really how they announced it?
Yes.
That's really how they announced it. I thought it was the best way they could have done it.
And
Yes.
the other thing I thought was funny. There's a writer at Giant Bomb. I'm forgetting his name, but he famously went to one of the Final Four games for college basketball and held up a sign on national TV that said, "We won a Waluigi amiibo."
I saw that.
He tweeted out today. He's like, "My work has been done."
That's awesome.
So yeah, Nintendo. This has been rumored since last year that they were going to do a second line of Super Mario Brothers amiibo, and today they finally revealed it. It's going to be Wario, the one that everyone on the internet wants, Waluigi. Daisy, which I know Eryn's super excited about.
What?
You like Daisy?
I do.
And the other one that I know Eryn's super excited about is that there's another Rosalina amiibo.
I already have one. What am I supposed to do with two?
Color
This
one.
one's not going to mean as much because I'm pretty sure it's going to be a common.
Color one a different color.
Give it to
Well, then
me,
again,
I'll
I did that with my
color it for you.
Lucinas. Okay.
So they announced
I sound like such a brat right now. I'm sorry.
Wario, Waluigi, Rosalina, Daisy, Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, and the one that I am the most excited about, a glow-in-the-dark Boo amiibo.
I'm excited just for the glow in the dark part.
Wait,
Yeah,
I'm sorry. They announced what?
the Boo amiibo is going to glow in the dark.
That's the way you design an amiibo.
Yeah.
Why did I not know about this until now?
Because that was revealed later on in the day. They did the initial reveal of the amiibo, and then they revealed later in the day, oh yeah, the Boo one glows in the dark, and everyone's like, wait, what?
I need this in my life.
Yep. Oh, trust me, I already have it pre-ordered.
Good for you. I need to get on top of things a little bit more.
Yeah, they announced it. Those are already up for pre-order on Amazon.com, which we on the Tanooki, we do have a pre-order link for all the amiibos. They are still up as of this recording. There is no pre-order yet for the Zelda amiibos. I think they're going to hold off on that until they get an exact date for
They'll
Zelda.
hold off on that, but the game's already up for pre-order.
Yeah, it is.
In 2017.
In 2017, just the Wii U version, not the NX one.
They better come out with an NX console that is Zelda related.
Oh, you don't think they're going to? They will.
Because that's how they're gonna get all of my money.
Yep, they will. We all know they will. They know that they will get all their money from that.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, that was it for Nintendo. Really impressive showing of Zelda. Very lackluster showing of Pokemon Sun and Moon. If I was a betting man, I would say we're going to see the NX in August, September.
Next Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they will either reveal it before or at the Tokyo Game Show because most of their investors are going to be at the Tokyo Game Show. So
If I could say something about my overall thought for this whole showcase, I love Nintendo very dearly. I really do. Their business model is very impressive with thinking about the future of the company and just like how it would help in the future, just what would be beneficial to help for the future of this company. Today was not exactly the best example of that, and it really breaks my heart to say that. I know that we only had 2 games with the demo and everything like that, but to me it just seemed like they weren't entirely prepared. And I know everyone keeps saying the NX will be talked about at a later date, but at the same time, this is a deadline that you need to meet. It's this E3, for God's sakes. And I know I'm about to kind of go on a rant here. E3 is like the epitome of releasing games, releasing date releases, I guess. I don't know. But it's the time of the year that you need to announce titles and what you plan for the next quarter and the next year. And yes, this is the year of the console in a way, but you need to be able to meet that deadline. I understand that they are a very, very productive company. They never slow down, even with the directs and everything that happened with them in the last year. But this one, I felt like they really put the brakes on, and I think that really hurt.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how Nintendo's stock numbers are tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm with Eryn. I think they are going to take a hit after this.
This is really going to hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing, because Nintendo's never been one of those companies to say, "Oh, by the way, this has been delayed."
Yeah, and you know what just hit me? They didn't.
So that's
even,
why I'm a little bit upset.
Yeah, they didn't even show off Paper Mario, which they announced earlier this year.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that now that you mention it, that's a little surprising. They didn't even show that. So, Eryn, even though we've been talking positively about the Zelda demo, I wholeheartedly agree with you. This does seem weird.
Thank you for reminding me why I'm a little bit upset right now.
It does seem odd that they really didn't have anything to show. Now, you can make the argument that they had to vote in a new president this year, and they're still getting adjusted to that. They're still getting adjusted to all the company shakeups internally that they're dealing with. But at the same time,
you have to do what you have to do.
Yeah, the NX
is the first time they ever slowed down.
Yeah, the NX is a huge deal. It really is. This is something that could put them back in the limelight like the Wii did. The way Nintendo has gone is that they usually go on like a roller coaster where they have a system that does well and then they have a system that doesn't, system that does well, system that doesn't. So I expect the NX to do well. I think it's going to do some really great things. I want to see it though. I do, and I know I'm not alone on that, and this would have been the perfect opportunity to show it. Now, I can understand the argument that Tokyo Game Show is a perfect opportunity to show it because that is like the Japanese version of E3. So I can understand why they would think about showing it there, but
you should have done it last year.
Yeah,
they're just gonna need to show it soon because people are waiting with bated breath. We all know that the Wii U is not in the production line anymore.
Well, it is, but we know it's coming to an end.
Yeah.
They should
have at least shown some sort of specs instead of being like, well, we're going to wait for a different date to show off the NX.
I agree. Even Microsoft showed the specs for the Scorpio.
Wow, yeah, you make a really good point with that, actually.
Yeah.
It's bad when Microsoft is doing something before you.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely right. They should. I agree with you wholeheartedly, Eryn. They should have showed off at least some specs. I can understand not wanting to show games because you want to save that for the official console reveal, but showing some specs today to know what we're dealing with, that would have been a great idea because that would have at least given us something.
I think the other thing that they took a hit with was Aisha Tyler dropped a title yesterday for the NX, which is Just Dance. So the fact that someone was ahead of the game before Nintendo on their own system is not a good sign.
Yeah, they did. I mean, that there have been third-party
That's
companies.
not good.
There have been third-party companies that are saying we are developing games for the NX. And Square Enix has said they are doing Dragon's Quest for the NX, and there has been, like Eryn said, Aisha Tyler came out yesterday and said Just Dance is coming to the Wii, Wii U, and NX.
Yep.
I don't know why to all three, but that's a thing. Whatever.
I think it's because they all know that people still play their Wiis.
Yeah. No, that's probably it.
I know I do.
I do.
Specifically for GameCube games, but that's another story.
But, you know, having something more there would have helped. Having something. I mean, I'm just thinking about it because I'm thinking about all the games that I know Nintendo's releasing. They didn't show Paper Mario. They didn't show Metroid Prime Federation Force. This would have been the perfect place to show that game and get people on board with that game.
Yeah, I really don't have any words right now.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that supposed to be shown last year?
That was shown last year. That was shown in the the Nintendo World Tournament, and that's the other thing. I mean, Nintendo had such a killer E3 last year. Say what you will about the games they announced, because people were kind of upset about that. But that World Tournament was so fun to watch. That got E3 kicked off in such a great way last year. The combo of that and having Bethesda only 30 minutes after that.
I was upset that I missed the World Championship last year, but the fact that I was able to catch up with it on Snapchat was unbelievably awesome.
That was so fun to watch. That was a great way to kick off E3 last year. To not only do that, but they kicked off the World Championship by announcing that they did the first Mother game, the remaster. Well, not the remaster, the official translation of the first Mother game, Earthbound Beginnings, and they had that released that night. Like, you already had people super excited for E3 going into the conferences last year, and there was nothing like that this year.
This E3 in general was just lacking.
It was lacking except for Sony. Sony was the only one who seemed to come in and understand that we need to show games.
Not even just like showing games, but even showing everybody exactly what they wanted. Like, aside from the games, they didn't sugarcoat anything. They gave release dates. They showed off new consoles. I mean, like, they even said something about like their new PlayStation. They were like, it's not ready yet, but we can tell you this is what it's going to be.
Yeah, the PlayStation Neo.
Yes, that's it. I almost said 4.5. But
well, that's another code name for it, but the PlayStation Neo is the main code name. But you're right. So, I'm going to be really interested. I mean, the spotlight is now going to be very heavily on Nintendo. Because Microsoft and PlayStation have shown off what they are giving gamers in the next year or 2 years, and Nintendo did not do that today. So they're gonna, with their Nintendo Directs, I'm gonna guess we're gonna get one in August, September. They're gonna have to bring it.
They're gonna have to pack it.
Yeah.
I guess like the main thing is like I've been a Nintendo fan since pretty much when I was born. I learned how to play an NES when I was 4 years old, and every single year with a new console, I have definitely purchased. And I've always been very intrigued by E3 because E3 is always Nintendo's biggest moment of the year. Like, Nintendo Directs aside, I love watching the Direct, and I love that they want to keep everybody involved in everything that's been going on. And they always bring their best at E3. The fact that this is the first time that they fell below the standard, and the fact that they didn't even show 5 games for their press conference. I mean, like, I'm a very dedicated fan. It was heartbreaking to watch that. Yeah. And I really hate saying that. And mostly because I feel like they're relying too much on the Directs at this point. If they're waiting to be like, oh, we're doing it at a later date, and it's just like, now you're starting to sound like Microsoft.
Well, Microsoft doesn't do anything. Like, Microsoft, literally, the only time they announce stuff is E3. So,
Right, but like even after they announced it at E3, they start delaying things. So,
Yeah.
but like Nintendo, I don't remember a time when Nintendo started delaying anything until within the last couple of months.
I put that more on the fact that they're going through. I think they're going through personnel changes. That's what I put that on. I'd say if that starts happening within a year from now and it's still happening, that's when we should start getting a little worried.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's time to panic yet.
Like, I'm not saying I'm jumping ship or anything.
Right,
I'm just saying, like, as somebody that's been dedicated for almost their entire life, it was a little bit tough to watch.
Yeah, it was. No, it absolutely was. So the way I see it, I think we're going to get an NX reveal in August, September. I think we're going to see some major games coming to the NX. And I think when E3 rolls around next year, Nintendo is going to be back to the Nintendo that we know, and they're gonna bring it. I hope they bring back the World Championships. I would love to see that again. I'm actually shocked that didn't happen this year. And there are still games. There are still games that people desperately want from Nintendo. Mother 3 has been begged about for years, and it's getting to Crash Bandicoot levels where Nintendo, it's going to be hard for them to ignore it. So I'm with you wholeheartedly, Eryn. I'm almost scared to go on the internet tomorrow and see how Nintendo's stock numbers are going to be, because I know there's going to be the dummies that are going to come out and say, yes, Nintendo's dead! Give me Zelda on my PS4 or Xbox One! Which that'll never happen. So, I think that's it. Anything else from anyone?
I think I've said everything that needs to be said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paige, you've been quiet.
I kind of just let Eryn take the wheels on that one.
Thanks, Paige. I appreciate it.
But no, I totally agree with everything you guys have said.
So let me end with this. If there's any franchise you both want to see on the NX, what is it?
Fire Emblem, because I'm already getting Zelda on the NX.
Eryn?
Oh my god, this is hard. I'd have to say Paper Mario.
I think we'll get a Paper Mario game at some point in that system. I think for me, it's Metroid. It's been so long. It's been a long time. Retro Studios has been working on something. They've been saying, like, we're working on something, and we haven't seen it yet. I gotta imagine that's it. Because if it's another Donkey Kong Country game, Nintendo's gonna get a lot of very angry tweets.
Yeah.
So thank you for listening to this.
I'm sorry.
That way longer than we thought.
Yeah, that was way longer than we thought it was going to be. But once we got the ball rolling up, we need to get real with how today went. It just did not stop.
I think this was good.
Yeah. So
got a lot of things off my chest. I feel like a giant weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
There you go. Now you can sit there waiting anxiously for Paper Mario again.
Thanks.
And the weight is back.
And the weight is back. But if there's one thing I can mention, I will. It is very rare that Nintendo on their digital stores puts on a sale, and they have a pretty good sale going on for E3, I gotta admit.
So much.
Where can I find this sale?
Huh?
Where can I find this sale?
It is on the digital store for the 3DS.
40% off on Zelda stuff.
Yeah.
Good thing my 3DS is right here.
Yeah. So Paige, I bought Oracle Seasons.
Yep, that's on my list.
Both of them. They're $350 for both of them.
Believe me, Nintendo. I'm gonna become like Nintendo's best customer in like the next couple minutes.
Well, I've already started. Excuse me.
The Wii U, I was really happy they put a Link to the Past for sale. So I'm like, oh yes, sir. And they put Fast Neo Drift, which is the game that I thought was F-Zero at first until they revealed it was an indie title, and I went, no, come on. So I'm probably going to be playing that after I record the Resident Evil 7, just to get myself down from being scared crapless. But, yeah, that's it. So, once again, you can, thank you for watching. We have a Patreon page that you can go support at Tanooki Studios. And, like I said, any dollar for that helps. We're trying to get off the ground. And if you watch this, thank you so much. There's going to be more content coming from us. I can guarantee that. And there's going to be prizes for how much money you give a month. And I can confirm that one of those prizes is private Quiplash matches with all of our crew. So, and I can tell you that those are super, super fun.
You definitely want that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if people want to get to know us that well.
So, any dollar for helping us with that helps. But I'm Lehew.
I'm Eryn.
And I'm Paige.
And you all have a great night, okay? And ode off to E3 2016. Here's to hoping for a better one next year.
Cheers.
The hell just happened?